Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your ancestor messages. So this is going to be a reading for the people born under the Hierophant card and the Temperance card. If you don't know what your tarot birth card is, or if you are interested in the decks I'm using, everything will be in the description box below. So obviously this is a general reading. If the message does not resonate with you, it's just not your message today. I'm channeling different ancestors' energies and messages. It can't be for everybody. So please do bear this in mind. So with that being said, I hope you're doing well and that you've had a good month so far. And let's begin. So if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what do my Aquarians born under the Hierophant card and the Temperance card need to hear from their ancestors for their highest good, please? Okay, so from this deck, the first energy we're having is Copper, which is love. Let me put it here. And the second message is Almandine Garnet, commitment. Okay, so something you love that you need to commit to. It could be a romantic relationship, but it could also be a project you feel passionate about. So we will see. Let's grab a couple of messages from this deck. Obviously I'm going to clarify with the tarot as well. Okay, so we have card 17, compassion. Let me squish this way. And we have card 32, breaking free. Hope you can see that. Okay, so the compassion card, I am feeling that the compassion needs to come, it's compassion that needs to be aimed at yourself. Something's troubling you, or an experience, something happened, and obviously you know if it resonates or not, and you need to kind of be kinder to yourself, because maybe for some of you there's a special message here. Some of you may feel like you shouldn't have fallen for it, is what they're saying, that maybe you were gullible and you kind of felt trapped and didn't know how to get out of a situation, whether we're talking about just a general situation at work or whether we're talking about a relationship with somebody, which again could be romantic, but this could be a friendship or a relationship with a parent, they're saying. And now is the time to break free from this, to get out of your head, and show yourself some compassion, some love, and maybe even commit to getting out of this. But that's for someone specific. Otherwise, just generally speaking, there may be something to do with a relationship, and in order to grow within this relationship, there may be a need to show compassion to the protagonist in this relationship. Maybe something that you even need to forgive is what they're saying. But let's delve into this with the tarot. So can you clarify those messages, please, for my Aquarians? Now, you know, I'm getting a very clear message that's for someone, again, that's specific, with the swans. And the swans, they mate for life. And I keep on hearing, forgive them. They've learned the lesson, but that's just for someone out there. For others, as I said, the main energy I was getting is compassion towards yourself. Forgive yourself for having had this experience, because all experiences happen for a reason and they make you grow. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have the Star, beautiful major arcana, healing. We have the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy underlying that you may not be aware of, but you know, definitely at work here behind the scene, we have Judgment. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this. This is a major arcana. I want to talk about this first, because I'm getting a very strong message from that. So obviously the major arcana, they represent big energies, because the minors, they deal with day-to-day event situations and people. When the major arcana appear in a reading, and I mean particularly for me, that's how I read, it means that this is something important on your life path. It also sometimes represents the direct intervention of your spirit team, here your ancestors. And Judgment is a big wake-up call card. Now it's literally, it can be like a report card. You're looking at a situation or a relationship, for instance, and you're assessing it, and it's a wake-up call. What do I do? And this is obviously, you know, the answer is there. You know, you're going to break free from whatever it is that has been making you feel trapped. Judgment is also sometimes representing a decision that needs to be made due to this awakening, due to this wake-up call. It can also be shedding the old in order to reveal a better version of yourself. For instance, you know, like if you break free from a toxic relationship, for instance, whether it's romantically or at work, because, you know, you have a very toxic relationship, let's say with your boss or some co-workers, you break free from it, then, you know, you're going to grow from this experience, and you're going to be an even better version of yourself as a result. Okay, every experience, whether it's a positive or a negative one, is going to have a growth element to it. So this is the energy underlying. This is that wake-up call. This is this, you know, deep. I'm getting the energy of really liberation is what I'm sensing very, very strongly. So we have the Star here. And the Star is a beautiful card of healing, but it's also a card of hope, you know, of us wishing for something to come true. And it's also a card of being divinely guided, or by your ancestors, you know, being guided in the right direction. I love the fact that in this deck the Star is pointing in the direction. She's pointing right, which represents the future, and this is a sign that you are protected, and that, you know, they're going to put you on the right path. It is under the card for love, and I'm really getting this strong message of, you know, for some of you, if it's a relationship and somebody has done something that's hurt you, it's about loving yourself and committing to having compassion for yourself and breaking free and moving on. For others, it may well be about forgiving. They keep on saying that, so I have to say it because they just keep on talking about forgiving somebody and letting go of the pain that came with this experience and giving it another go. Now, obviously, you know what resonates for you, and you know, you do you. I will never presume to tell you how to lead your life. We have the Seven of Cups here, so this is to do with your emotional body, how you feel, how you experience things, also your intuition. The Seven of Cups is looking at your options and feeling slightly overwhelmed, which I am getting a very strong energy of emotional overwhelm, if I'm honest, with those cards. It's heavy, and obviously, you know, you're not sure what to do, which way to go, but you are being guided with the Star. So your ancestors are saying, don't worry, we're gonna give you signs, and we're gonna lead the way. And you also have this Nine of Wands, which is right under compassion. Now, the Nine of Wands, 9 represents achievement in tarot, but when you mix it with the fire element of Wands, which represents passion, your spirit, as in your drive, your willpower, the Nine of Wands talks about being exhausted, for lack of a better word, whether you are burnt out at work, whether you are emotionally wounded because someone hurt you. You know, they could have betrayed you. You know, obviously you'll know if someone's hurt you and why they've hurt you. And so the Nine of Wands is often referred to as the card of the wounded warrior, because this is the card of you standing there being hurt, and still, you know, with your wands up, trying to protect yourself. And the Nine of Wands is a card of not giving up, by the way, okay? The worst thing you can do when the Nine of Wands is here is to give up, okay? This is a card that really pushes you to just, you know, one more push. There may be one more, I wouldn't say obstacle, but one more step you need to take in this healing process, and you'll get there, okay? You're not far off the 10, which would be the end of the cycle. So push through the emotional muddle that you may have in your head, because this is going to be, it's going to be worth it. You're going to break free from it. I mean, you know, you have a very clear message here that tells you that. And here we have the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups can refer to a relationship with somebody you've known for a very long time. So it could be, you know, obviously childhood sweethearts, but it could be a long-term friendship, or it could just simply be a committed relationship that's been going on for a long time, and sometimes reminiscing on it. And I always say to people to be very careful, because the brain has a tendency to embellish things. You know, we remember the good times and we tend to forget about the bad times. So, you know, this is something to bear in mind when we look at we look back on a relationship. Now, for some people, if this is to do with a toxic relationship, with a narcissist, for instance, you may be looking back on it and thinking, oh, you know, what happened? Everything was so beautiful, and now it's not. Well, that's because that's what narcissists do. You know, they love bomb you, make you feel like you're the best thing ever, and make you feel loved and seen, and then suddenly they withdraw this and they become your worst nightmare. So it's a message for someone out there. Otherwise, if this is not your message, the Six of Cups talks about pleasurable time, harmony coming back, because six is harmony after having overcome a challenge or a disruption, which is that Nine of Wands energy here. And this is saying that you're going to be feeling good emotionally, you know, peaceful, happy time coming back once you have broken free of whatever this is. Whether you need to forgive yourself for having made a mistake. I don't really believe we make mistakes. I believe they're just experiences, but you know, or whether you want to break free from a toxic relationship, which is going to lead you to happy times, or whether you want to forgive somebody, break free from this cycle of, you know, not being able to forgive and having lots of negative feelings within yourself, which is, you know, wounding you and tiring you, and you want to break free from that because you want to forgive them. This is saying that this will be very successful. So obviously, completely depends. I'm getting 3 different very strong messages at the moment with the cards, and that's why I'm trying to explain them to you as well as I can. So I'm now going to grab a couple of final messages for you to close out your reading. But remember, you have the Judgment card here. This is a big wake-up call for you. This is going to have an impact, a tremendous impact on your life path. You could also be kind of torn between a decision you're having to make, you know, this or that, and you're going to break free from it because you're going to make up your mind. That could be another thing as well. You're going to have this moment of, oh, I know now, you know, you're going to get a download from your ancestors, and you'll just know what to do. That's another thing I'm sensing here. Alright, so let's see what we have for you. So we have the full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check, and I will tell you in a minute about it. And then the full moon in Taurus, detoxify. So we have 2 full moon cards. So if you do little rituals or meditation, the full moon will be a good time for you to maximize that, and maybe maximize your connection with your ancestors. So take a reality check. This is a very pragmatic energy, Capricorn energy, earth energy, which is, you know, ground yourself and really look at it in, not with rose tinted glasses, like I was mentioning with the Six of Cups when I said it may well represent you looking at it and forgetting how bad things were, you know, just focusing on the right things that happened. So this is your ancestors saying, take a reality check, see the situation or the relationship for what it really is what I'm hearing, and detoxify. I was getting the vibe of something toxic in that reading, whether it's your workplace, whether it's a relationship, and again, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be someone in your family or a friend, you know, whatever this is. Detoxify is really get rid of what is toxic to you. Now, yes, it can be obviously physically detoxify, make sure you eat good food, exercise, do some meditation is very good for your brain. But it could also be detoxify, cut the cords, whether we're talking about social media. You know, spending a lot of time on social media can be so negative for our minds. People are always putting those wonderful things that are happening to them on the web, and you know, you just see one side of the coin is what I'm going to say. So don't compare yourself to those people and their apparently perfect life is what I'm hearing. So there could be that, detoxify, or just simply cut off what is toxic to you so you can move forward and have, you know, that Six of Cups energy of, you know, harmony and pleasant times, you know, that you need it. I'm hearing it very, very clearly. And Judgment is a very karmic card too, which means, you know, it's your time now to have a good break. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm truly grateful you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a beautiful end of the month, and I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.